Yo guys, so in the background you're just watching a little pub match, nothing too special, just something I wanted to give you some game content while I talked about this, and we're going to be talking about champs and what champs brought for us, the atmosphere, how CWL did it, the winners, e.g. I am recording this currently on Monday the 20th, it'll probably be out Tuesday the 21st, but so EG did win last night. Other things we're going to go through Optic, we're going to go through Scump, we're going to go who I thought was the best player over the entire season. We're going to do a review of the season, kind of. What we're looking for going into Black Ops 4 with competitive play, tournament-wise like CWL. And then also I want to hit on the format that is used for champs, and as well as the LCQ teams. Now, that might not make sense now, but when I get into it, you guys will understand. So first, I want to shout out EG. They did it. No one thought they could. They made, in my memory, they made the most miraculous champs run I've ever seen. I mean, literally, no one could have, I don't even think anyone could have imagined that EG would have won. Like, if they did like Vegas odds on it, I would say EG would have been like 500 to 1 or something like that, something crazy. But they did it, so good for them. Aches and Apathy get their second rings. Apathy, 2 in 3 years, 3 straight finals. It's pretty impressive, like really impressive. I feel like he's going under the radar because he's not like one of them big personality guys, and I feel like this just shows you how consistent and good he's been. And I just want to say kudos to the guy. He's done a great job. Now 2 rings to show for it. Only him and Aches, JCap, Crim 6, and I want to say maybe a couple more have 2 rings, but then other than that, there's just Karma ahead of them, and that's it. So Assault and Silly get their first 2 rings. Now I want to say both of them played out of their mind. There was some games I saw, especially in the grand final. If you guys watched, I feel like you could have saw Silly on the London Docks hardpoint, I believe. I want to say this is the only one that TK took actually from EG in the 3 series they played, but Silly played out of his mind. He was like the only person positive, dropped like 35 kills, and everybody else is just playing like shit, and somehow he just turned up and really just took it to TK, which I thought was pretty impressive, especially with this sub power on TK. I know people like give Enable crap, but Enable's a really good respawn player, whether you want to say it or not. And then Kenny is Kenny. So next, we're gonna move on from the champs, and we're gonna go to a team that did not make it, and we're gonna talk about Optic Gaming. Now, Optic Gaming, in my honest opinion, I believe for BO4, the roster is going to get blown up again. I'm not sure how. I feel like there's a lot of different things that are going to play into it, such as Scump, what he's going to do. Do I personally think he should retire? No, I don't think so at all. I think he's been the best sub-slayer in the game for, I'd say, the last, 7 to like 11 years he's competed. He's been like the best sub-player, so I think you have a bad season. I mean, you see it in pro sports all the time. I understand this is a video game, so it's kind of different. Like, it's not like maybe you had an injury or something, but in the same sense, you had an off year. Especially with a wacky game. I enjoyed this game at points, but then there's also a lot of times where you don't enjoy the game, so I don't know. I think he had not a good year, but like, he did well enough to not retire. Like, people who are calling for him to retire are honestly crazy. But that's up to him whether he does. Now, like I said, I think Optic is really going to blow up the roster somehow, some shape or form. Maybe it's Crim 6 gone. Maybe it's the 2 new guys gone. Maybe Scump does retire. I don't really see Scump just leaving on his own, though. I feel like that would just have to be an upfront decision. I don't really see Hex trading him, so I'm not really sure what could happen with the roster. But we're going to move on to who I think my MVP of the year was. And the dude is just nasty. You gotta say Kenny. Like, Kenny was just incredible this year. His first year competing, because he just turned 18, and with the CWL rule, you have to be 18 to compete. And this guy was a fry machine. He would be lost on some maps, like not lost, but like you wouldn't be able to see like the Kenny you know. But I mean, that's gonna happen. You're not gonna play every single map perfect. Like, you just, that doesn't happen. You're competing against the best people in the world. It's rough. So other than that, I think Kenny was pretty incredible the entire season. I say good for him. Dude did a fantastic job. Just kind of sucks that he and TK couldn't get the final championship, which would have resulted in the ring. And I also think that TK, even though they lost the last tournament, I still believe that they get the title as the most dominant team in the game this year. People might want to say Rise Nation, but they both won 3 events. TK was hitting on all cylinders towards the end of the event. TK wound up beating them in the last 2 events. So, say what you will. I'm going to go TK on that. And then now we're going to get into CWL going into Black Ops 4. And I believe, even though a lot of people disliked World War II for many different reasons, I thought the whole CWL scene was fantastic. The last time I really followed it this seriously was probably the start of AW. I was big following it back in Ghost, and then after that, the jetpacks came in and just wasn't my thing, so I stopped really following. But I think they did a fantastic job from what I saw back in AW to now, and then just clips I've seen from other games. I think the CWL has turned into something like pretty amazing. Like, they've done a great job, and the viewership is amazing. I think I saw like almost 100, like 20,000 people in the stream, or maybe even more. It might have jumped up to yesterday, but pretty ridiculous to think that, what, 5 years ago there was probably 20,000 people watching a grand final or something, and now you have over 120,000 people. It's honestly ridiculous. So kudos to the CWL. Now, my one, I guess I would say, blunder for the weekend. There was big skepticism on what happened with Optic and how they went 2-1 and didn't make it to bracket play. And here's my thought process on it. So, 1, they didn't deserve to be in bracket play. I know people might get mad about that. They went 2-1, and I thought that originally. But then I looked at it, and in bracket play, 3 teams were at 2-1. 2 of the teams had 7 wins and 4 losses. Optic had 6 wins and 4 losses. So just based on math alone, they would be the 3rd team there, and that means they don't deserve bracket play, which was unfortunate for them because they played real amazing up until the EG series, which they went out to the champions, so can't be that mad. But in the same sense, they didn't deserve to move on, but I don't think that's the problem with it. I think the bigger problem was that there were so many LCQ teams, for people that don't know, last chance qualifier teams that didn't need like the league or anything to qualify, that didn't even win more than 3 maps the entire week/weekend, which in turn that makes the brackets or the pool play like so uneven. So you're gonna have the teams that go like in the same situation that Optic, Elevate, and EG did, where there's the one team supremacy who's not even taking any maps off anybody, so they're literally doing nothing. So I think what they need to do in the future is limit the LCQ teams, and then that'll make it way more competitive, and then lower the amount of pools, put them together, and I think that's it. I'm excited for Black Ops 4. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.